受信レーダー受信注意にトレーナー反応
What year is it? Oh, what's this on the ground? Original Yakuza script? Huh. But mine have been dead for a better half of a year, but let's not talk about that. I'm a very big fan of Yakuza, the series. Hold on, Kiro. Before you punch him, let me give some backstory. Ever since playing Yakuza 0 back in December of 2023, I've finished every Yakuza game over the span of last year, besides Infinite Wealth, but we don't talk about that. I promise I'll get to it eventually. Like all the other games I need to finish. I love these games, even the more hated ones. One thing I have not done, however, is play the original PS2 Yakuza games. There's just something about the original PS2 games that you can't find in any other ones. Even the games like Ryuga Gogoto Gensen or Yakuza 3, it's just that feeling that's trapped with Yakuza 1 and 2. Maybe it's the feeling of nostalgia, or just because they're old or something, I don't know. But it's just a nice feeling that makes you want to go around and explore Kamurocho more, just go places. Anyways, I'm getting sidetracked. See, I like Kiwami 1, Kiwami 2 not so much, but they're good games. But what are they like originally? So I decided to get a totally legal and legitimate copy of Yakuza on my PC. Now the thing about this totally legal and legitimate copy of Yakuza is that it's been restored in a way. New subs, original Japanese dub, basically the definitive way to play the PS2 version of Yakuza.
I'm not Yakuza.
The dub is great and all, but, you know, best to make it good for my first time. So yeah, here's me playing the original Yakuza. Also, spoilers for the entire story. Also, I didn't get gameplay for the first 3 chapters, so gameplay up until chapter 4 is from @RyanP0936 on YouTube.
The fuck you think you're doing? And just what the fuck family are you from, huh?
Excuse me.
Excuse you? No. Fuck you!
The year is 1995. The Yakuza is coming off of its peak from earlier years, with 45,000 members still roaming the streets of Japan. October 1st, 1995, at 5:47 p.m. Police arrive at the Dojima family's office after reports of a gunshot, finding Kiryu Kazama, lieutenant advisor of the Dojima family, standing over his patriarch, who was shot dead. Cut to the previous day. Kiryu and his underling, Shinji Tanaka, go to Peace Finance for its final debt collecting job, where he proceeds to beat the asses of like 5 people. Kiryu and Shinji take the money and go their separate ways, with Kiryu walking back to Serena, the bar where him and Nishiki hang out at a lot. Well, on his way back, he bumps into a Yakuza member who doesn't seem to recognize him. Even though Kiryu apologizes, the man flips out and tries to beat Kiryu up, only for him to have his ass kicked, obviously. Majima pulls up with his signature. Boy, does someone hate puberty. It beats the living shit out of the guy who tried to beat up Kiryu. Kiryu stops him, Majima leaves. Kiryu walks up to Serena finally meets up with Reina and Nishiki, who is her girlfriend. They hang out, with Yumi meeting up with him shortly after, the girl that Kiryu loves, and Kiryu makes his way back to the Kazama family offices and hands the money into Kazama, basically Kiryu's father. This is where we get introduced to him and Kashiwagi, my goat, the guy who can't seem to catch a break half the time in the series. During their meeting, a call is sent to the Kazama family office, Shinji. He tells Kiryu that Dojima kept Yumi and Nishiki went after her. Despite Kazama's protests, Kiryu rushes to the Dojima family offices. On our way there, we're introduced to Temura and Ayaki, informants who work with information. Wow, who would have seen that one? They're not on point right now, but they will come up later. Kiryu arrives at the Dojima family offices to find Nishiki hovering over Dojima's body, pointing a gun at him. Nishiki killed Patriarch Dojima, which is a big no-no in the Yakuza. You can't just kill your Patriarch. Nishiki says that Dojima put his hands on Yumi in an attempt to rape her, causing Nishiki to shoot him. Yumi is unresponsive, seemingly in shock, with Nishiki panicking about what's going to happen to him. Kiru tells Nishiki to run with Yumi, saying that he'll take the blame. Nishiki, despite not wanting to, takes Yumi and runs out of the building. Finally, we get back to the opening cutscene. Kiru is arrested. Detective Date, who is Kiru's friend, interrogates him, knowing that Kiru wouldn't do something like this, but Kiru sticks to his guns, taking all the blame for everything that transpired. Kiru is imprisoned on murder charges, but being the Dragon of Dojima, word about what he did spread quickly, with the Tojo clan expelling Kiru. They even start to send people into the prison system and attempt to kill Kiru, but to no avail. Kiru learns that Yumi has disappeared, and nobody knows where she went. After the incident, she lost her memory, most likely due to the shock and trauma of the situation. Nishiki and Kazama are out looking for her, as Kiru is stuck in prison.
There's a rumor that our money in the Toto Bank, all 10 billion yen, was stolen. Is this true? Shut the fuck up!
The year is 2005. The Yakuza has been on a steady downfall since the golden days, but that doesn't mean they're really gone. A new era has more of begun. An era of smartphones and the digital age. The Tojo clan's top asshole, patriarchs, assembled for an emergency meeting with clan chairman Masaru Sera, called by Akira Nishiki. Oh, how our boy has grown. Since Dojima's murder, Kazama and Nishiki has both established their own independent Yakuza groups, the Kazama family and the Nishikiyama family, which has become the clan's two largest families. During the meeting, Nishiki reveals that an informant has told him that Tojo's 10 billion yen cash reserves has been stolen from their bank vault.
100億盗まれたってのは本当ですか?
Shut the fuck up!
Much to the fury of the other patriarchs, particularly Fusoshi Shimano of the Shimano family. Now, if I was playing in English, it would sound really funny.
Shut the fuck up!
But sadly, I don't got the joys of the Yakuza English dub. Chairman Sera confirms that the robbery did take place, but ensures the patriarchs that clan headquarters is handling the matter, before adjourning the meeting.
$10年お前のいない10年で登場界はすっかり変わった。お前を迎えに行くこともできん。錦山のこと、由美のこと、お前と会って話したいことが山ほどある。伝えなければならないことも。スターダストという店がある。その店のオーナーをしている和樹という男に会ってくれ。話は通しておく。風間慎太郎。
After spending 10 years in the joint, Kiru is finally released onto probation. And of course, right as he gets out, he gets involved into something. Someone named Punk-ass Abe comes in, randomly starts threatening Kiru. But Kiru, being the sweet old man that he is, asks politely for directions, then crushes Punk-ass Abe's skull in. Kiru learns of an informant in Theater Square, who is none other than Aiki from before. Kiru learns that Tamura was murdered after looking too deeply into Kiru's case, so that's a bummer, I guess. Rest in peace, Tamura, and your 5 minutes I spent with you. With much needed information, Kiru makes his way back to Stardust for probably one of the funniest scenes in the Yakuza dub.
I'm not Yakuza. You retarded or just deaf.
You're not allowed to say those words. Kiryu beats up poor Yuya, and Kazuki comes out and stops the fight to bring Kiryu inside to explain the situation. Turns out Sarah was murdered. Well, we're moving fast here. I wonder who did it. Kazama is currently busy dealing with it, so he couldn't come out and meet with Kiryu. Kazuki mentions that someone betrayed Kazama, and that being... God damn it. What do these people want? Oh, of course. Look at what family they're a part of. Of course it's the fucking Shimano family.
Shut the fuck up!
After finishing off the insufficient Gant,
Kiryu-san!
oh, hi Shinji, it's been a while. Anyways, back to the conversation from before. It was Nishiki? So, yeah, the guy who betrayed Kazama was Nishiki, Kiryu's sworn brother. Kiryu learns that Chairman Sarah's funeral is tomorrow, so I guess it's time for some good old funeral crashing.
I have one more thing I need to tell you. It's about Yumi.
Yes? I heard she was missing.
That's right, but Yumi...
Oyabun! What?
The chapter opens with Patriarch Shimano getting his bald head even balder. With the insufficient Gans from earlier, he gets really happy that Kiryu is back, laughing like a little schoolgirl, causing the girl who's shaving his head to cut him. Being a nice person he is, compliments one of the insufficients by cutting off his finger. Pimp Kiryu pulls up to the funeral, being the baddest bitch there. The plan is to meet Shinji on the side of the Tojo Clan Palace, so Kiryu heads there before finding out for some reason that the Omni is there? What? That's weird, but it's no match for Kiryu. Shinji takes Kiryu up to where we meet Kazama, and for the first time in 10 years, Kiryu finally meets up with his old man again. Which is cut prematurely short by Kazama getting 360 no-scope out the fucking window. Shit!
Kazama no Ozuki! Teme! Omae! Kiryu!
And oh, come on! Patriarch Shimano walked in too and thinks it was Kiryu? What is happening? Kiryu, being a badass, jumps out the window, fighting his way through the Tojo clan's grass. Kiryu runs towards the exit, turning around for a second to see Nishiki standing there, staring at him, smiling at him.
Yo, man, you're ruthless. Just killed the damn thing already.
Alright, my turn now. Huh?
Finally, we can use my footage. Now, you may notice that the footage is a little blurry and pixelated until around chapter 6 to 7. That's because for the first bit, I was using PS2 rendering, and then after I switched to software rendering. So that's why it looks a little weird and looks smooth later. Kiryu is trapped, surrounded by the Tojo clan, and oh my god, my cursor's on the goddamn screen. God damn it. Even though all is lost, his guardian angel swoops down and saves him. And by guardian angel, I mean Date. And by swoops down, I mean drives his whip in and drives Kiryu away. Now, the whole world knows that someone, Kiryu, ruined poor Sarah's funeral. Oh, hi Haruka! Date takes Kiryu to a bar where Kiryu receives his iPhone 17 Pro Max, Special Edition. And with that, Kiryu heads to Serena. Not before beating up some more Yakuza on the way. Kiryu arrives at Serena and meets back up with Reina, who explains that someone who claimed to be Yumi's sister worked at Serena for a while before leaving without a trace. Someone named Mizuki-chan. Reina tells Kiryu to check another bar. Bachu's? I think? As the barkeep there has an extensive knowledge on new bars around the area. Kiryu saves his game like a good boy and makes his way over to Bachu's. Not before getting a call from Yuya asking him to watch his girlfriend strip or something. People are into some freaky things nowadays. Anyways, I beat the shit out of more people and stop at the doctor to pick up my prescription before going to see Yuya and see what all the fuss is about. And I watch a very awkward cutscene of a low poly girl strip dancing for us. Okay, this is pretty majestic. Holy moly. That's what I'm saying. I decided to stay a little bit more as an apology for beating his ass earlier. And oh my god, who is this? Yuya seems to be getting into this too. Yuya, you have a girlfriend! That's a guy? The strippers shoot at Yuya, but Kiryu, being super cool and awesome, pushes him out of the way, letting some poor man who just wanted to see some boobs get shot. Poor guy. I beat up the hitman and he tries to say something, but yeah. Anyway, Yuya's girlfriend gets kidnapped and he's going after them. So don't worry, I'm a homie and I'll go help him. Not before practicing on the home list first to improve my skill. There we go. Hiro walks in to see poor Yuya and his Pookie tied up. Don't worry, Yuya, I got you. I make quick work of the loser squad and earn some brownie points, and a free lifetime pass to see this girl naked or something. What? I end up throwing it away later, so, you know. Anyways, back to the main task at hand. I make it to this bar that I forgot the name of, only to find that everyone is dead, and the culprit is sitting there with the gun. Hi, Haruka! She said she's looking for her mother, so let's help her. We end up helping a dog while we're at it, and I spend 20 minutes trying to find the right store to get dog food. Haruka passes out from the excitement of seeing the dog, and I take her to Serena. Haruka gets to feeling better, and we find out that her aunt's name is Yumi, and her mother is Mizuki? Well, isn't that convenient? Haruka tells us about a bar her mother owns, so let's make our way there. Ares is a bar located at the tippy top of Millennium Tower, so we make our way there, only to be stopped by some stupid policeman. Kiru, though, shakes in fear, but thankfully Haruka comes to the rescue and tells that terrible man off. We get to Ares, which is completely empty, but we find a picture of Mizuki, confirming that, yes, this is her bar. Haruka mentions that even though she was orphaned, she was never told the reason for it. But before she could finish, these weird men show up and oh my god, it's the Omni Alliance again. As they are confronting me, Date calls me and, hold on, Yumi stole the 10 billion? Supposedly, Yumi's ring was found at the scene of the crime, leading them to believe that it was her and someone else who stole the money. The man from the Omni Alliance, Hiroshi Hayashi, explains that they aren't there for Kiru, but for Haruka. So I decide I'll introduce him to my fist instead. So I finish him off like I finish off chapter 4.
Detective! I'm sorry. Haruka's been... I know.
Hey, he's a fucking pig!
Yeah, kill him! That fucking pig? He's the one that busted my ass!
That's enough.
I don't mean to keep rambling in between portions, but as you may have noticed, I'm not focusing on the story that much, mainly because I'm assuming if you're watching this video, you already know what happens in Yakuza 1 or Yakuza Kiwami. But there are parts where, like in the beginning, where I'm going to dive more into the story cutscenes, so don't worry. We catch Date up on everything we know so far before getting a phone call. Kiru picks it up only to be Shinji on the other side. He tells us that him and Kazama are currently on the run. Shinji explains that he thinks someone in the Tojo clan shot Kazama. Boy, I sure wonder who that could be. Shinji said that they're going to find somewhere safe to lie low and tell Kiru he will contact him again. Date tells Kiru about this famous informant living in West Park, the Florist of Purgatory, a man who supposedly knows all. Kiru entrusts Date with Haruka and makes his way over to West Park, while also making sure to save like the good boy he is. I'm sorry, I'll stop with that joke. Kiru arrived at West Park only for the homeless population to be jealous of his drip. So they all put, holy shit, are those guns? Alan Wake gets a call on his jitterbug, letting me through after he's done. Then Gary, my goat, guides me through. Purgatory is basically a massive homeless camp with multiple shelters and makeshift homes set up everywhere. But underneath is a whole other story. A massive red light district lies underneath, with girls, rich men, and steam everywhere. Kiru saves okay, I'm sorry. It makes his way over to the big doors at the end of the hallway. The florist greets Kiru as he walks in. Kiru explains what he wants, and after the florist explains that he can get it, but for a price. Kiru is currently broke, however, after spending all of his money on his Stamina X addiction. The florist asks for Kiru to fight in his underground ring. In exchange, he'll consider the payment fulfilled. All Kiru needs to do is win 3 fights. Easy. The first 2 were a breeze. And he's dead. But then Gary came up. I got this. Shit. That was just a warm-up. God damn it, what the hell? 3rd time's a charm. Let's get this done. Holy shit, man, what am I doing wrong? 4th time's a charm, as they say. Oh my god, Gary. I need to keep my mouth shut sometimes. 5th time or whatever. Oh yeah, 1st try. Oh my god. The dopamine that has just rushed into my body. Oh my goodness gracious. Oh my goodness gracious. After I finish, I go up to the florist, who says that a few days prior, a strange woman came to him asking for information about a girl named Haruka. He is convinced that woman was either Yumi or Mizuki, meaning that despite being in hiding after robbing the Tojo's bank, at least one of the women is still in Tokyo. Before we start making out, the florist is interrupted, and he takes me down to his secret lair, where he shows me Date getting his ass kicked and Haruka getting kidnapped. God damn it. They switch to a live feed, and oh my god, they kill Date. Hiro rushes out to Date's rescue. Ski homeless. I quickly and safely dispatched the rowdy homeless population peacefully and carefully, helping Date before he becomes their dinner. Date tells Kiryu that while he and Haruka were coming to the park, they were attacked by thugs working for Goro Majima, who beat him up and kidnapped Haruka. God damn it. And so I slowly make my way to the batting cages, and of course, I make sure to hurt a few people on my way there. At the batting cages, Majima and his squad pull up.
기류자 와샤 우레슈 때 타마란 너야 도지마 노리우도 적세스 야리아에 혼몬の命あった喧嘩ができるなあキリュウちゃんならわかるやろなあ笑いどころやないかい
And Majima, being the GOAT, beats up one of his members because they didn't laugh at his totally funny joke. Me and Majima giggle with a nice pillow fight, which is swiftly ended with a kick to the plums. Some guy decides to third-party me, but my boyfriend, Majima, gets in the way and takes the knife, his strong abs protecting me.
親父なんでキリュウちゃんはな俺の獲物やこのこいつをやるのはわしだけなんじゃマジマ親父
Rest in peace, Majima. You will be missed. Haruka comes out and Kiryu takes her back to Serena. Haruka explains that some man came in while me and Majima were bugging it out and asked her about a pendant and that she should show it to Kiryu. A flashback shows Yumi giving the pendant to Haruka.
なんでお母さんに会えないの？ごめんね。嫌だよ。お母さんに会いたい。ユミお姉ちゃん、お願い。お母さんに会わせて。ねえ、お願い。
ねえ、はるかちゃん。今日はこれを持ってきたの。お母さんが持ってたペンダント。
お母さんの。
そう、はるかちゃんにって預かってきたんだ。だからもう少し待ってあげてね。
うん。
大事なお守りだからこれ持ってること知らない人に話しちゃダメよ。すごく大事なはるかちゃんだけのお守りだから。
Date suggests breaking it open, but like, come on, Date, read the room. Oh my god.
What's your fucking deal, old bastard? Get out of here, Takashi. I did feel the urge to hit some balls today. I suppose yours will have to do.
Chapter 6, baby! Haruka is currently snoozing in the back, and Kiryu decides to go out, but is stopped by someone from Purgatory who asks if he can go see the florist. I oblige, of course, and make my way to Purgatory, stopping to help out the citizens of Japan with their stretches. I get to Purgatory, and I go talk to the florist. The florist shows me that his son is running away with a girl who is the daughter of some big Yakuza guy. He doesn't specifically ask me to do something, but it's pretty obvious he wants me to do something. I make my way to the batting center, again, before... Huh? Tamura, aren't you supposed to be dead? Supposedly, Tamura was just bored or something, so he decided to fake his death for some reason. So hey, he could be with the florist or something, which is cool, I guess. Anyways, Kiryu gets to the batting cages before my man randomly aggroes on me for no reason, leaving me to be part of Kyoka's dad's family? I decided to politely tell him that I'm not, Takahashi explains that he wants to run away with Kyoko because of her father, so they took his money and ran off. Kyoko runs to the club where she is cornered by her father's gang, so Kiro tells Takahashi to go save her while I teach these skater kids a lesson. Kiro runs over to the club and politely explains to these people why these two kids should be happy together. It turns out that Kyoko's dad planned this with the florist and just wants his daughter to live and be happy since he was never able to do the same, which the florist relates to.
にじんじまって見てたもんじゃねえ。
こいつは
あんたヤクザ嫌いなんだってな。
え
え、いいのか。
あんたはせがれの選んだ女の親父。俺にはそれだけです。
立派な息子さんだ。
俺が育てたんじゃないですから。
うちもさ。
Counselor Kiro is back at it again. Kiro returns, then leaves from the florist, and I find out that you can adjust your camera while in purgatory, which is nice. Reina calls me and explains that Date is laced at Serena, and she wants me to come back. Anything for Date-san. As I get back, his phone rings. Some girl named Seiya, who is supposedly his daughter, seemingly got set up by him, so I decided to go to his place. So I mosey on over to a park near Serena, and as I walk in, these two high school girls approach Kiro and ask if I want to have some fun with them. Sorry girls, I'm a Yakuza fan. I don't get bitches. They hear that and then tell me to forget about it. But Kiro hears that one of the girls is named Seiya, Date's daughter.
Seiya?
ちょっと。
伊達さんの娘か。で、伊達さんは知ってるのか。
は？知ってるわけないじゃん。頭おかしいんじゃないの？
お前らよりはマシだ。俺は自分を安売りしたりはしねえ。
関係ないでしょ。チクりたきゃチクりゃいいじゃん。とにかくお金。
Kiro tells that Date wouldn't be too happy to know what she's doing, and she storms off, and her friend tells me that she's been hanging around some shady people. I hear her boyfriend works some place called Shellac, located in the Champions District. Oh, yes! I make my way over to learn that he doesn't work there anymore. Tells me he works at Stardust. Oh yeah, now we're getting somewhere. So I run all the way back across town, and of course I get into another fight. So I tussle a little bit with them before continuing. I arrive at Stardust to find where Saya is. So I walk over, but Date comes in and starts telling his daughter, "Grr, what are you doing?" And Saya's like, "You broke your promise, old man!" Saya storms out, but before I have time to breathe, I hear yelling from outside.
Saya!
Me and Date rush outside to see people grabbing Saya.
ちょっと話して。
せい！おい、何やってんだ。
なんだおっさん。
その子から手離せ。
あ？この女はな、うちの会社に借金があんだよ。関係ねえから引っ込んだろ。
借金？
ああ、この女、ホストクラブ通い詰めて借金まみれよ。借りた金返さねえって言うから、体で稼いでもらおうってわけ。今度ビデオでデビューすっからよ。おっさんも買ってくれや。
Date confronts them and they say they're going to record a video of her to repay her debt. Date attacks one of the men and Kiro, being the GOAT, bursts in and helps Date kick their ass. We partially paralyze the goons and we go back into Stardust to talk things out.
桐生さん。翔太が言ったの。町金から借りた店のツケ、すぐ返さないとまずいから、どうにかして金作れって。
いつからそんなことを？
本当は初めてだったの。でも来週までにお金を用意できなかったら翔太殺されるかもって言うから。
てめえの命を惜しくて自分の女に何とかしろってのか。本当にお前を大事にしてるならそんなこと言えるわけがね
え。でも私には翔太しかいないから。
伊達さんならお前を守ろうとする。自分がどんな目に遭わされようともな。お前のことを一番大事に思ってるのは翔太じゃない、伊達さんだ。
ねえ桐生さん、私お父さんが心配。
その町金の場所わかるか？
ピンク通りの花形ビル、そこがあいつらの事務所なの。
行くぞさや、お前も一緒に来るんだ。
Date already made his way in to where their clubhouse was, and we started to get pretty worried for him. So Saya takes me to where the boys-only squad hangs, where we get to see Date being threatened by Saya's boyfriend. Here, Saya learns how much her dad really cares about her. Kira does a funny door smash thing that you see in a bunch of clips.
お父さん。
なんだてめえ。あんた。初めっからグルだったわけだ。腐ってるぜ。お前ら。
And we go in to beat that little pimp squeak Shota. I'm gonna kick his scrawny little ass, dude. After totally beating him up the first try and not taking a million other tries, we go back to the part where we met Saya and... I totally forgot he slaps her here and it made me laugh. Saya and Date make up, having a great moment.
10年前、お母さんとお前から逃げ出した。だから、お前に何も言えた義理じゃないと分かってる。でもな、それでも一つだけ約束してくれないか。自分をもっと大切にしてくれ。さやが幸せになるためにもっと自分自身を愛してくれ。それでもお前が苦しんだり危ない目にあったら俺が守ってやる。守ってやるから。
分かった。分かったから。泣かないでよ。
キリュウ。
The next day, Date is consoled by the leader of the police force, where they basically tell him to watch where he's stepping, because he's getting involved in things that he shouldn't really be involved in, if you know what I mean. So Date walks out, and we're introduced to Sudo, who doesn't even get a cool title card. Damn it.
You shot Fuma Oyabun?
Yeah. I was shaking like crazy when I did it.
No! Stop! Stop it, both of you!
Back at Serena, Date shows us a picture that's supposedly Mizuki. Date says that they found her body mutilated in Tokyo Bay. Hiro picks up on the tattoo that is seen in the photo, which is the same tattoo that he saw on Mizuki's photo in Aries. Hiro also recognizes the tattoo as one that his old tattoo artist designed, Utabori, and goes to see him. Walking out of Serena in a scene that totally won't come into play later, that's called foreshadowing, by the way, I go ahead and make my way over there and just kind of realize how dull and boring Kamurocho looks without all the flashy lights. But at the same time, how normal it feels too. When there's light, it feels normal, but when it gets dark and has all of the artificial lights, that's when Kira has most of his troubles. Because you know, most stuff that happens in Yakuza happens at night. What the hell am I talking about again? I also said because throughout my entire time walking in there and walking to the pharmacy and back, nothing happened. No one fought me, which was a nice change of pace. For once, me and Kiru got to walk around and chill for a short time before going back to the hellhole of the 10 billion yen incident. Anyways, enough rambling. Kiru finally makes his way to Utabori's shop and asks him about the tattoo, which he confirms that he did in fact design it, but he didn't ink it, meaning that it was an imitation. Oh, the phone's ringing. Better get it.
もしもし。おう、お前か。ああ、いるぜ。
For me?
錦山からだ。
It's Nishiki! Nishiki tells Kiro that he wants to meet him at Serena at 10 p.m. the next day. Before leaving, Utabori suggests getting the dragon on Kiru's back re-inked. Can't go face to Koi, your brother, with a weak dragon. By the time I start making my way back to Serena, it's turned dark, meaning, of course, the hoodlums are out and begging for their asses to be kicked by yours truly. I finish my daily beating up of the homeless, and finally get back to Serena, where Kiru informs Date and Reina that Nishiki will be coming, and tries to think of a safe place for Haruka, because they know Nishiki is looking for her. Haruka confronts Kiru and Date, saying that they never really care for her at all, and all they want is just to solve this case and just for the stupid pendant. I didn't forget Kiru slaps Haruka here because it's such a memorable scene, but me and my memory loss always forgets when it happens, so it's surprised when it does. Date is also about to tell Haruka about her mother when Kiru yells him to shut up, asking Haruka just to trust him. At the end of the conversation, she slams the pendant down on the bar and runs out into the street. Now, this wouldn't be such a big deal if the girl who just ran out is being searched for by one of the biggest Yakuza groups in Japan. So Kiru and Date, of course, rushed out to go find her. For some reason, instead of going to find her, I decided to go to a bar and get drunk for a moment. Probably to clear my nerves or something, I don't know. After what seems like ages, and after also fighting half the people in Japan, Kira threatens the local homeless looking for Haruka, finding out that a man in a suit took her. We decide to head to the parks around Kamurocho to hopefully find her and the man, where we finally make our way to park number 3. We find a man on the phone saying that he's been waiting for us. He takes us to Stardust. Kira and Date are confused by this, but the man tells them to enter and find out. It's empty. Oh, never mind.
はるかは無事なんだろうな。
Haruka, no! And they have guns, of course they do.
和樹たちはどうした？
別室です。縛るくらいはしていますが、無事ですよ。
何者だお前ら。
それはやめておきましょう。お互いのためです。それより、お嬢さんが持っていたはずのペンダントは。お渡し願います。
渡せばはるかを返すんだな。
もちろんです。ストップ。そこで止まってください。ペンダントこちらに投げてください。
はるか、すまない。
Damn, Date! After seeing that Haruka was grazed by a bullet, it looks like there's only one way out of this. I make quick and easy work of the mysterious organization, and they say they're with Jen? Who's Jen? Anyways, that's not important right now. How's Haruka? Seems like the bullet only grazed her and caused slight bleeding, so that's good. Hiro hands her the pendant and tells her the truth about her mother, apologizing that he couldn't save her. Oh, hi Yuya and Kazuki, and others. Tate shows that these men were wearing badges, not Yakuza badges, but of another organization. And since he can't recognize them off the top of his head, he uses his fancy detective skills to find out who they belong to. Hiro and Date take Haruka to Purgatory, asking the florist to look after her while Kiru is out meeting with Nishiki. And it would probably be a terrible idea for Nishiki to meet with Haruka. Again, you know why. We get a cool hideout in Purgatory and Date goes ahead and heads back to the station. Not before stopping at the murder scene of Chairman Sarah, where Sudo confronts Date, saying that he can't make sense of what Date is doing, giving him a warning about working with a Yakuza, aka Kiru. Date tells him that he doesn't understand the truth. Since the truth is so elusive, it's nowhere to be found. Yeah, but the truth can never be written down. It's not on any magazine, and you can't find it on your TV screen. Truth is a vase. Okay, enough Persona 4 references. The reference being that it's just a fucking open. I'm sorry, my humor is ass. It's not even humor. I don't know. Kiro decides to rest, and by rest, I mean not play the game for 8 whole months. So yeah, you can really put into perspective how long it took me to make this entire video. When I recorded these videos, I just had them titled as parts. Well, I was going for part 4, as I call it, on vacation, and it turns out it's 25 minutes of me aimlessly wandering around trying to figure out what to do with Haruka. Holy shit, I'm a dumbass. Now, it does have this amazing picture, so there's a plus with that. Aimless 25 minutes. Anyways, on to part 5. Holy shit, it's like 3 hours long! We're not even halfway through chapter 7! Anyways, we're back to aimlessly wandering around for this one, so I'll just cut to the case. We find a lottery ticket booth who lets people join in on this totally legal and child-friendly gambling. Hell yeah, Haruka, this is our type of game. Getting real-world experience, as Kiru is putting it. We play for a few rounds, earning loads of money that will totally come in clutch later until we randomly start losing. Turns out, the dealer is using a dice that makes it even each time. So we call him out, beat his ass, and I'm pretty sure he gets executed by his boss, but I don't really stick around to find out, so it's pretty much ambiguous. We go and leave, not before getting a heavy sum of money since we were cheated out of it, and Date says that it's almost time. So Kiru makes his way back to Purgatory, drops off Haruka, and reluctantly makes his way over to Serena. Finally, for the first time in 10 years, meet back up with Nishikiyama, his sworn elf brother. I'll go ahead and let this full scene play out.
錦、久しぶりだな、兄弟。レイナ、酒を。うん。10年ぶりだ。お前とこうして飲むのも。ああ。面会にも行かなくて悪かった。俺もいろいろ忙しくてな。そうだろうな。俺は、どうしても100億を手に入れたい。お前が連れているガキとペンダントを渡せ。その前に答えろ。なぜ水木を殺した？殺す気はなかったんだ。ユミの妹を殺すつもりなんてな。
親父。
何やってんだお前ら。
すみません。この女、結局口を割りませんでした。
誰が殺せと言った？
親父。
待ってください。弓の妹なんだぞ。誰が殺せと言った？誰が言ったんだ！
親父。親父、あとはきっちり片付けておきますから。
10年間俺はユミの行方を追い続けた。ユミの妹がセレナで働いていると知り、俺はずっと彼女をマークしてたんだよ。いつかそこにユミが現れるんじゃないかってな。
はるかのこともそれで知ったのか？
巡り合わせだよな。あの娘はひまわりにいたんだ。俺たちが育ったあの孤児院にな。水木はその後アレスを持ち、そして姿を消した。ひまわりにいた娘も。そして登場界の100億が抜かれる。だがな。
それは。
そうだ。ユミの指輪だよ。こいつが現場で見つかったんだ。ユミはいる。近くに。必ずな。桐生。これは登場界の戦争だ。お前一人でどうなるもんでもない。悪いようにはしねえ。ペンダントを渡してくれ。
あれははるかにとって唯一残された母親とのつながりだ。お前らの戦争なんて関係ね
え。変わらねえな。だからユミもお前に惹かれたんだろう。みんなお前の味方をする。昔っからな。
お前、俺のことを憎んでるのか？
わからねえ。だが、結局俺はお前を裏切った。風間の親父もな。もう後戻りはできねえ。
まさか、風間の親さんを撃ったのは？
ああ。さすがにあん時は手が震えた。
やめてよ二人とも。
なんでだ？おやっさんに世話になった恩はねえのか？
まだくたばっちゃいねえだろ。それに今はシンジも一緒だしな。
おやっさん、着きました。
お前、シンジを盗聴して。
10年前のあの日から俺は誰も信じちゃいない。俺は俺のやり方で登場界のトップに立つ。どうしても水木の娘よこさねえならお前でも容赦はしない。
好きにしろ。だがはるかは渡さねえ。お前の道具になんかさせやしね
え。今更だがお前とはもう一度一緒にやりたかった。だがもう今日限り兄弟じゃね
え。なんでこんなことになっちゃったの？ねえ、なんで？
Holy shit, a lot just happened. So, let me break it down. For one, Nishiki didn't mean to get Mizuki killed. His stupid grunts were the one to kill her, and it looks like from that cutscene he dealt with them accordingly. Nishiki asked for the pendant, to which Kira refused since he knew how Nishiki was going to use it, and for the fact that it's one of the only things that Haruka has left to remind her of her mother. And finally, we find out that yes, it was Nishiki who shot Kazama at the end of the funeral. That not-so-subtle foreshadowing really paid off, didn't it? In the end, Kira basically tells Nishiki to fuck off and stay in his lane, to which Nishiki ends their oath, meaning that they're no longer brothers. The following up between the dragon and the koi is just getting started, and has no plan of fixing anytime soon.
Ah, やってくれ。
はい。
Ask them where she is.
Where can I find him?
There's a club right by Theater Square called Deborah. That's where they always go to chill.
Yeah.
Now that Nishiki basically has confirmation that Kiro will not be cooperating in his endeavors, basically goes all scorched earth, going by any means necessary now to get his way. Kiro makes his way back to Purgatory to see staff the fire department and the police are outside, finding out that Nishiki sent gangs into it and burned it down to steal Haruka, which they successfully completed. Date tells Kiro that it was only a little bit ago, so they still have time to go and find her. The florist tells Kiro about certain gangs that could be the people who stole Haruka, so Kiro stops the first gang that it could be, the Fart's Edge. I mean the White's Edge. For some reason, the Yakuza Dead team thought it'd be really funny if they had the word fart plastered on their clothes, so, you know. Kiro fights the fart gang and finds out where their main headquarters is, and well, lacking thereof, since it's just some random empty lot in the Champions District. Kiro immediately bursts in and asks where Haruka is, and when he doesn't get his answer, well, I think you can already guess what's gonna happen. Kiro beats the ever-living shit out of their leader and his goons, where he learns that Haruka was given to a different gang called the Bloody Eye, located in Club Deborah in Theater Square. Date calls Kiro and tells him that Division 1 has started investigating Haruka, and finally ruled her as a kidnapped child, meaning that Kiro is now subject number 1 in the eyes of the police, so we must find her before they do. Kiro makes his way over to Theater Square and meets the Bloody Eye, who we immediately beat up. Don't worry, I get it. Kiro demands to see the leader, who is Big Ike and Little Ike, not properly named to their proportions. Kiro is standing on business. Holy shit. Not time for horseplay around here. These guys were such a pain in the ass to fight, but since Yakuza combat is very easy to stun lock enemies, I use that to my advantage, when Big Ike wasn't beating my ass. Big Ike says he doesn't know anything about Haruka, but as Kiro is seemingly about to kill him, Big Ike spills who paid him to kidnap Haruka, Lao Kong Long, from the Snake Flowers, saying that he took her to Chinatown. Ooh, Kiro does not like that name. For very obvious reasons as well that you would see in the next cutscene, where Kiro is being tortured for something not his doing. I won't show the full cutscene, but let's just say Kiro is justified in hating this guy. As well as Kazama is a badass, of course. Date calls Kiro after he leaves the club, meaning that it's time to once again head back to Purgatory. Kiro finally arrives at Purgatory, where Date basically alliterates everything that we know, and tells us that we gotta get ready to head to Yokohama. The next cutscene is, oh god, not Shimano again! Turns out Lao Kong Long and Shimano are splitting payments between them and Terada, from the 5th on the Alliance, who seem to have information regarding Nishiki. And it looks at me, it seems the people who Nishiki thought that he can trust are talking behind his back right now.
How many, sir?
Tell Lao Kao Long that Kazama Kiryu is here to meet him.
Unfortunately, there isn't anyone by that name in this establishment. Sir?
Kiro and Date start making their way to Yokohama, and oh my god, would you look at that, there's actually other cars on the road. In a lot of Yakuza games, they have cutscenes or action moments that take place on the road, and there's seemingly a very lack of cars. But this time, there's actually cars on the road traveling alongside Kiro and Date, which is pretty cool. Kiro and Date spend their time talking about everything that has pretty much happened so far, realizing how much they've done and how far in the shit they are. Kiro talks about how much Haruka reminds him of 10 years ago, but instead of last time, running away, this time he'll face it up front. Here, I'll let the cutscene play.
その人間が背負うべき運命を見てられなくて、それを見届ける勇気がなくて、俺は奴の人生を無理やり曲げちまったんだと。だが心のどこかではこうも思うんだ。運命に逆らった自分は正しかったはずだ。大事なもん守るために必死になった人間はどんな壁だって乗り越えられるはずなんだってな。水木が死んではるかの小さい体で必死に歯食いしばってる。あいつが運命と戦うなら俺はあいつのために命張ってやろうと思うんだ。
Finally, we arrive at Chinatown, and the hideout of the Snake Flower, Jade Lotus Tower. Kiro asks Date to wait outside so he doesn't slow us down, and asks him to investigate some police report while he's in.
お客様、お一人様でしょうか。
ラウカーロンに伝えろ。桐生一馬が会いに来たと。
いえ、あいにく当店にそのようなものはおりませんが。お客様。
Holy shit, Kiro. Okay, our shit's getting right into it. And probably killing like 3 other bystanders while we're at it. Anyways, time to face off against the Snake Flower. There's no match for Kiryu as he... Huh? My game froze. No, okay, let me start it again. Where did I last save? Oh, God, don't tell me the beginning of Chapter 8? I have to play it over again? And I don't even have a save state. I replayed through basically everything and get back to where I was originally, while at the same time trying to figure out how if it was just a copy of the game I had or some random glitch. Thankfully, it was just some random glitch, so I don't have to play the game over again and find a new copy. If I did, this video would never come out. Anyways, the Snake Flower. We fight for the Cloud, getting into the kitchen, through the hallways, and finally make it to the top office where we face off against Lao Kong Long. Lao Kong Long explains that he had a business deal with other people, and explains to Kiryu that he doesn't truly understand the value of Haruka, saying that how the Yakuza is so stupid to not understand. Lao Kong Long has a pendant, but he still isn't giving up Haruka due to how much he's worth, leading to Kiryu facing down against him for the first time in 12 years, where this time in the fight, he has control. Kiryu uses his favorite technique of sword and sunlock to stop him. After fighting, the police burst into the building, with Pseudo claiming that Kiryu is under arrest for kidnapping. Date interrogates Pseudo on why this is regarding as kidnapping, which Pseudo obeys the question and walks off like a pussy! Kiryu is currently housed in a jail cell, as kidnapping is for some reason a violation of your parole. Haruka apologizes for always causing trouble for Kiryu, Date walking in over and letting Kiryu out. At this point, Date doesn't really give a shit what happens with his job as long as he's able to help Kiryu out with this. As Kiryu, Haruka, and Date are driving back from Yokohama, Date explains to Kiryu that he finally found out who the badges of the man who held Haruka in Stardust was, a department from the government called the MIA, the Administrative Intelligence Agency. Haruka is so valuable that you have parts of the government after her as well. It seems like they're more of a secret police force in Japan, overseeing escorts of VIPs. In charge of the group is a Diet member and former policeman, a man known as Jingu, though Date is unsure of his connections with the 10 billion. This is also where Date drops the fact that the body found in the bay was in fact not Mizuki, meaning that she is still out there and alive, which gives a surge of hope from the group, which will really be needed as Date's car is attacked by the Snake Flower once more, leading into one of the most aggravating gameplay fights in Yakuza. Now, gunplay has never been really that good in Yakuza games, but games like Yakuza 0 and Kiwami, they weren't that bad. Now, for this game, holy shit, I wanted to die. Now, I get it, it's a PS2 game, but my god, the gameplay was so horrible. But at least in the end, it was kind of fun. Date, Kiryu, and Haruka are finally getting back to Kamurocho, where Date hands Kiryu his phone, says that there's a message from Shinji. Supposedly, someone close to Kiryu is leaking information to Nishiki. Where he's been, where he's going, it would make sense, since when Kiryu went to Utabori's, Nishiki knew exactly where he was. Kiryu asked to be driven to the florist, where he asked the florist for help with finding someone, who he has already pinpointed. Someone who is close to Nishiki, but also close to Kiryu. Someone who would know where Kiryu would be going. Someone Kiryu would tell almost everything to. Someone who has been with Kiryu since the very beginning of this. Reina. See, this is where that whole foreshadowing thing gets you. The florist tells Kiryu that the lady he mentioned who was looking for Haruka at Purgatory was Reina. So Kiryu, Date, and Haruka make a mad dash to Serena to see Reina, only to find the place trashed and empty with blood everywhere. I saved my game, of course, acting like nothing happened, before finding a letter.
Kiryu-chan, このメモを見ていたらもう分かってるよね。そう、錦山君に情報を流していたのは私。本当にごめんなさい。私、錦山君のことを愛していた。彼に振り向いてほしかった。だから彼の喜ぶことは何でもした。あの人が望むことは何でもしてあげたかった。それがどんなにいけないことかは分かっていたはずなのに、本当バカだよね。でもあなたたちに会って何が大切なのかを思い出した。今更だけどね、私は責任を取りに行こうと思う。私なりの責任。
レイナ、シンジか、お前どうした？
レイナさんです。兄貴を裏切っていたの。
はあ、俺もさっき知った。
レイナさん、セレナに組長を呼び出してうどうどしたんです。
何？
今俺と逃げてます。
シンジ、今どこだ？
よくわかりません。ミレニアムタワー、サイの河原が見えます。
シンジ、待ってろ。すぐに行く。それまで絶対に死ぬなよ。
God, I love the song Reina's letter. It's so good! After finishing the letter, Kiryu gets a call from Shinji, who sounds like he's in a lot of pain. Shinji is currently on the run with Reina after they were attacked by Nishiki's goons. Shinji doesn't know where he is, but with the amount of blood on the ground outside of Serena leading to a random building, it's safe to say where they are. Kiryu fights his way through the Nishiyama family members as he gets to where Shinji is, with Shinji about ready to be killed before Kiryu puts a stop to it. The Nishiyama family sergeant, Kazuto Arise, is going to kill Kiryu, but at this point, seeing everything that's happened, there's nothing stopping the Dragon of Dojima's wrath. By that, I mean how well I can use a PS5 controller on a PS2 emulator.
Okay.
シンジ、
風間の親父は明美女に預けました。俺も女です。
分かった。明美だな。
兄貴、これを。
シンジ、お前。シンジ、シンジ!
Both Reina and Shinji died that night. 2 more bodies piling up on this ever-growing case. Shinji and Reina's body are taken into Purgatory, where they are to be cremated. The florist tells Kiryu that about a soap land that Shinji frequent called Shangri-La, whose #1 girl is named Akemi, the girl who Shinji mentioned. Being Kiryu's only lead, he sets out on how to get entry to this place. According to the florist, it costs millions of yen, or having a pass from someone who already has a membership, to get in. So here we go again, trying to find someone else to get into another place. Our only lead is checking the other soap lands in Kamurocho, and we are told to check Shine, someone who has a past work there. Her name is Zenimi, and she's a hostess at this place. Kiryu asks for a pass to Shangri-La, where Zimi says that she has it, but she wants something from Kiryu in return. Fake passport. Zenimi is an immigrant from China, but if she's ever to leave Shine, she would be found and deported, probably by the owners. As well as having family here she can't afford to abandon, so she wants a fake passport to prove her identity. Kiryu agrees, and Zenimi tells him about a counterfeiter, someone who is really good at making documents that are able to be passed off as real. No issue whatsoever. However, no one knows the identity of this counterfeiter, so it's up to us to find who he is. Zenimi says that he's located at a club named Jewel. Someone named Ayaka should know where that he is. So we go ahead and head there. We get there and Kira asks for Ayaka, where he proceeds to directly ask about the counterfeiter. The girl plays it off as some kind of joke, acting oblivious to it after a long pause. So Kira apologizes and heads out and leaves. But as he leaves, 2 men walk in, seemingly hunting for someone. So we make our way quickly back in to find them threatening Ayaka, saying that they saw her handing over fake passports. But before they could do anything, the 2 girls hit the men with bottles and escape. The men said they probably ran to park number 3, and everything seems to happen at that park. I don't know why. So we decide to make our way there again for the millionth time. Not before stopping at the pharmacy to pick up my prescription again. They really know when I'm in need of something and refill it almost immediately. I end up getting into a random fight at the park I'm supposed to go into, so I'm forced to do that before entering. The 2 girls are getting threatened by the other men, mainly because they are also in the fake passport business, and business isn't booming that much because of them. Hiro steps in so they can receive a passport, but they recognize him. We gotta beat up some people. After the fight, Kiryu goes up and finds out that Mama-san is the counterfeiter, and Yayaka is helping her with it. So we head back to the club, and I get Izimi's new passport, but before Kiryu leaves, we're told something. A while back, Kazama came here and asked to create a fake identity. Birth certificate, driver's license, medical history, all the above. Basically, creating a whole new person on paper. But that's all she can tell us, because she can't speak anymore. We head back to Shine to give Zenimi her passport and find out, wait, what? You don't have the pass? Supposedly, Zenimi gave it to someone else, a guy named Aritatsu Mizuno, who took care of her when she was in hiding after illegally entering Japan. So guess what? We have to talk to another person. He's currently at MEB. So I go ahead and move that way and find the man right at the entrance. He said he'll give me the card for 500,000 yen! I'm broke at the moment, so I need to get some money cash. Thankfully, I know about gambling. Until after playing a few rounds, I realized I have points left from when me and Haruko were playing. So I trade them in for a few gold plates, head down to the pawn shop, and damn! 641k? I'm loaded! I head back, lowball the poor guy, pick up Haruka, and finally make our way to Shengura for a school field trip.
Excuse me, sir. I'm sorry, but you can't bring children in here. It's a social studies field trip. This is unacceptable. The other customers might be disturbed.
Kiru, I think he gets it now.
Don't worry. We won't disturb anyone. It's okay, right? As you wish, sir.
We go ahead and start making our way upstairs in this really inconvenient layout of a building. But who cares? It's not like some crazy mad dog is gonna run his truck into this place. We make it to Akemi's room where we explain why we're here and what happened to Shinji. He explains that Kazama was here, but someone with the Omni Alliance came and took them with him. Someone who was allied with Shinji, Triad. Supposedly, the Nishikiyama family's after more than the 10 billion. Chairman Sarah's will. On that will is the next person who would become the 4th chairman of the Tojo clan. The building rumbles, and god damn it, me and my big mouth. Majima is finally back after being stabbed and protecting Kiru, his boyfriend of course, by Majima holding a girl hostage. What a gentleman, stopping when he's told no. Here we go again. Fighting Majima one more time, and oh my god, Majima, stop touching! He is so annoying with it! But I lock in and finally finish off the fight, basically using all of my stamina. Majima goes to sleep, and me, Haruka, and Akemi head to Purgatory, where the florist hands her Shinji's ashes. But something I failed to mention earlier is that we found out where Kazama is. Shibara Wharf, or Terada. Jingu is also making some big moves, with the police getting pressure to arrest Kiru by him. So there's nothing else Kiru can really do besides going after Kazama. We arrive and make our way to the boat. Not before, of course, saving though. Of course, you need to save. Always gotta make sure after what happened. We don't want to replay the entire game again. And finally, we meet the man, Terada, who's also the man who told Haruka about Yumi's pendant. We meet back up with Kazama, who is doing better after being 360 no-scope out the window. Terada used to be the same as Kazama, a hitman. And since he's a part of the Omni, he was asked to spy on the Tojo, mainly Nishiki. Finally, Kiru gets light shed on what happened to him over 10 years ago when he was in prison.
その子の母親の水木はユミの妹じゃない。ユミは水木なんだ。お前たちが水木だと思って探してた女はユミだったんだ。
どういうことです？
水木は5年前からユミが演じ続けた姿なんだ。
じゃあ、遥の母親っていうのは
ユミだ。その子は正真正銘ユミの子なんだ。
ユミお姉ちゃんが私のお母さん。
おやさん、ユミの相手、いや、遥の父親は
神宮恭平だ。
神宮？MIA の。
9年前の写真だ。ユミが抱きかかえているのは遥。横に写っているのが神宮だ。ユミが事件のショックで記憶を失ったことは知ってるな。
はい。
事件の翌日、ユミは何もわからないまま病院を飛び出した。だがあの子の体は覚えていたんだよ。自分が生まれ育ったひまわりの場所をな。
ひまわり。
俺は連絡を受け、すぐにユミを手元に引き取ったんだ。そしてあの子の記憶を戻してやろうとした。何枚もの写真を見せた。どうした？
雨。
ん？
雷。
いや。
どうした？
わからないけど。
俺はその時分かったんだ。堂島組長を殺したのが本当は誰だったのかをな。そして錦山にはユミの存在を知らせず、彼女の世話をすることにしたんだ。
でもユミはなんで神宮なんかと。
神宮は世良と深いつながりがあって、よく登場会に出入りしていた。その時偶然ユミに出会ったんだ。
神宮と会長が。
正解を目指す神宮は世良から裏でバックアップを受けていたんだ。神宮はユミに出会い恋をした。そして記憶を失っていたユミは心の隙間に入ってきた神宮を受け入れた。俺は止めることができなかった。もし神宮と幸せな生活が送れるなら、極道社会とは縁が切れるかもしれない。運命を変えられる転機なのかもしれない。そう考えると、ユミの幸せは神宮との生活の中にあるような気がしたんだ。そしてユミは神宮の子を産んだ。それが遥だ。だが神宮のもとに総理の娘との縁談が舞い込み、その時籍を入れてなかったユミは自ら身を引いた。神宮のためを思ってな。だがそれが歯車を大きく狂わせていったんだ。所詮神宮が手に入れた権力は他人から与えられたものだ。だが奴はそれを守るために少しずつ変わっていった。自分の中では正当化しながら。その後ユミとハルカは俺がまた面倒を見ていた。そしてある日世良に神宮から緊急の電話が入ったんだ。
セラ、手貸してくれ。まずいことになった。
なんだ。
いいから来てくれ。
人を何人かやる。場所は？
いや、お前一人で来てほしいんだ。
何なんだ。
死体を一つ始末してほしい。
神宮は弾みで起こった事故だと言い張ったそうだ。死体はフリーの記者で神宮のスキャンダル、ユミとハルカの件でゆすろうとしてきたらしい。セラは記者の家からメモや写真を奪い、全て灰にした。だが神宮にとってまだこの事件は終わってなかったんだ。
これでもう問題ないんだな。
いや、もう一つ片付けなきゃならないものがある。もう二度とこんなことがないようにするために、あと二人始末してほしいんだ。
お前、もしかして。
セラ、これは俺たちの理想のためなんだ。頼む。
神宮。
いや、
何やってるか分かってんですか、三代目。
風間さん、これは神宮との約束なんです。
女子供を犠牲にしてまで守らなきゃいけない約束ですか。そんなもんがあるわけねえだろ。幸か不幸か、ユミはその時全ての記憶を取り戻したんだ。
ユミとハルカを。神宮、なんて野郎だ。
俺はセラを説得し、ユミとハルカを神宮の目から欺く工作をした。
そのための水木やアレス。
ああ。俺とセラはハルカをひまわりに入れ、ユミを水木へと変身させた。人弁し、偽造屋を雇いユミの顔を変え、架空の戸籍や記録を作り上げてな。
でも S さん、なんでユミは登場界の100億を盗んだんですか。
あれは登場界の金じゃない。神宮の100億だったんだ。
風間さん、島の組の連中が、ここはヤバいです。
島の目、無茶しやがる。
Oh, of fucking course! Guess who it is again? The Shimano family and the dumbass himself! I'm about to fucking settle this with my own fist this time. No backing down and no running away again. Let's do this, Kiryu. But before we can fight, my goat Kashiwagi arrives with backup. Now we're standing on business. The fight is tough, with Shimano throwing me in front of a random enemy car multiple times, but with me and my quick fingers and my purple PS5 DualSense controller pushing through. We defeat Shimano, but this dumbass grabs a grenade and throwing it at Kazama and Haruka. God damn it, no! Kazama grabs Haruka and protects her, keeping her safe, but Kazama isn't so lucky. He tells Kiryu that the ones who took the money were him, Yumi, and Sarah. The 10 billion wasn't the Tojo clan's, but Jingu's money, as he was using them to clean his dirty money, as I mentioned before. Yumi offered to help them out, and Kazama tells Kiryu that Yumi is in Ares waiting.
Kazama, 金を盗んだのはユミと俺とセラなんだ。100億は神宮の金だ。奴は登場会を使って闇の金を洗ってた。
マネーロンダリング。
そうだ。俺は奴を失脚させるためにその100億を、そしてユミはその計画に志願したんだ。
ユミが
アレスに急げ。カズマ、ユミが危ねえ。
アレスにユミが。
そうだ。
But before we go, Kazama hands something over. Chairman Sarah's will. The future of the Tojo clan lies in Kiryu's hand.
遺言状だ。終わったな。
ええ。ありがとうございます。
本当にこれでよかったのか。
神宮と手を切るには、奴が裏で溜め込んだ100億を取り上げて失脚させるしかありませんから。
そうか。でもこのままじゃお前も危なくなるぞ。いっそしばらく身を隠した方がいい。おい。
確かに島野や錦山あたりは後目狙って動き出すでしょう。だが俺は登場界の三代目。逃げも隠れもするつもりはありません。
お前。
もしもの時のために遺言を預かっちゃもらえませんか。
登場界の未来がそこにある。
はい。
カズマ、俺はお前に謝らなきゃならないことがある。許してくれ、カズマ。お前の親殺したのは俺なんだ。ひまわりは俺が親殺した子供のための施設。
いいんだおやっさん。俺にとっちゃおやっさんが本当の親父でした。
Kazama states one final thing. He was the one to kill Kiryu's parents. Sunflower was the orphanage he made the house the children of the people he killed. Kiryu cries, telling Kazama that, after all, he was his real father to him all along. But Kazama dies before he can hear it. Kiryu and Haruka arrive in Kamurocho one more time, Date calling us to check in on us after hearing what happened. Kiryu tells Date that he's heading to Ares to see Yumi. Date tells Kiryu that he should go see Kazuki and Yuya at Stardust as they have stuff to help out Kiryu. Yuya gives Kiryu 300k in cash. My man! I promise I'll hang out more and watch your girlfriend's trip again, without you getting attacked. Finally, me and Haruka head to Ares. The Millennium Tower in the distance, the streets though, get quiet. No chatter, no people walking until...
桐生、あんたとりゃ登場界の4代目から直々の褒美が出る。
4代目？
金も地位も女もな。何年ぶち込まれても
釣りが来るぜ。今夜は暑いぜ。なんせ殺しのお墨付きだ。次期会長錦山さんのな。
はるか、心配するな。何があってもお前を守る。必ず弓に合わせてやる。信じてくれるな。
うん、やっつけて、おじさん。
手加減はしねえ。死にてえやつだけかかってこい。
Nishiki's final attempt to kill us, sending everyone and everything he has to become the next chairman of the Tojo clan. The final push to the end. Only one way through this, and that's to fight. At the same time, Date is doing research on old events, finding events that connect Sarah to Jingu before Pseudo finds Date. Back to Kiru. He and Haruka are pushing through to get to the Millennium Tower, and Jesus Christ, everyone wants my ass. Finally, we arrived. Jingu sends his crew in, the MIA, but of course, Kiru has no issue fighting them. Round after round, Kiru pushes through, defeating everyone in his way. I am dick-sucking Kiru right now, my goodness. Me and Haruka finally make it to the elevator and head up. Cut back to Pseudo and Date, where Pseudo says that he thought about what Date said in Yokohama, and it bothered him, and that he started to investigate Jingu himself, learning as well that the 10 billion is in fact Jingu's money. However, he thinks that there's more behind it, like Jingu's true goal. Pseudo thinks that there's something other than getting it back, so they take a helicopter and head to Millennium Tower. In Ares, Yumi arrives with a briefcase. Hearing the elevator, she readies herself with a knife, only to see that it's Kiru and Haruka. And finally, for the first time, Haruka calls Yumi mom. And everyone lived happily ever after. You thought it was over, huh? Oh, you didn't? You've played this game before? Oh, yeah. Jingu arrives and Kiru meets him for the first time, where he immediately goes to talk about killing Kiru, and basically everyone there is how he can get his money back. He fucking shoots at Haruka! What? Kiru takes the bullet, and Jingu starts yapping. Then Terada shows up. Then Terada's men turn on him. What is happening? Jingu switched from working with the Tojo to the Omni, meaning that the Omni is now helping him. What? Yumi has a bomb now! Finally, we learn who Sarah chose, which was...
Kazama-san. 頼みます。
セラ、お前これ
No one?
名前が入ってねえじゃねえか。
風間さん、俺は本来、登場界仕切る器じゃありません。金儲けしかできねえヤクザです。後目は風間さんが決めてください。
He tells Kazama that he knows that he would make the right choice in selecting the next chairman of the Tojo clan. And Kazama did.
遺言状だと。
ああ、あんたは遺言状の存在を錦にちらつかせ、内部分裂を画策したんだろうが、本当にあったんだよ。会長とおやすさんが命がけで残したんだ。
うるさい！セラミ、この後に及んで私を舐めるような真似をしやがって！そんなもん、今となってはただの紙切れだ！
俺が死ねば、なあ。だがそうはさせねえ。俺は風間のおやっさんや世良会長が残してくれたもんを守る。俺は登場界4代目桐生一馬だ。
Fourth chairman of the Tojo clan, Kiru Kazama. Holy shit, things are getting real. Kiru engages in battle with the Omni, with Jingu just awkwardly standing there, staring until he calls in his armored goons. Then Date and Pseudo appeared, calling to arrest Jingu, which he says he did nothing wrong before having his goons open fire on the police helicopter, completely invalidating what he just said. Finally, the final battle begins. Kiru Kazama versus Kyohei Jingu. I hate gunfights in Yakuza. Now, it isn't terrible like Kiwami, but it's still very annoying. Anyways, halfway through the fight, Jingu escapes to a helicopter pad and I give chase. And here we are, the battle between Kiru and Jingu. And of course, to cut it short, I won. Kiru returns to Ares and meets back up with Haruka and Yumi, and finally, he shows up. Nishiki.
終わったか。これでようやく落ち着けるな。
錦。
なんだそれは。爆弾か。ユミ、バカなことはやめろ。
ダメよ。 100億はあなたに渡さない。
ユミ、お前そんなに俺のことが憎いのか？まあそうだろうな。当然の話か。
錦、お前まだ諦めていないのか？
当たり前だ。俺はどんな犠牲を払っても登場界の跡目になる。
なあ錦、それは無理だ。お前神宮に踊らされていたんだ。神宮の本当の目的はな。
なことは分かってる。分かってたんだよ俺は。
え？どういうこと？
言ったろ桐生。俺は10年前お前を裏切ったあの日から誰も信用しちゃいねえってな。神宮が俺に話を持ってきた時から信用しちゃいなかったんだ。
じゃあお前は全てを知ってて。
ああそうだ。俺は負けたくなかったんだよ。俺はお前に負けたくなかったんだよ桐生。俺はユミを愛してる。だがユミは一度も俺を振り向いてはくれなかった。ユミの中にはお前しかいなかった。10年前の事件の後、俺の目の前からお前という存在が消えた。その時俺は決意したんだ。運命を変えるためにどんな犠牲も払うってな。
その犠牲がおやっさんやレーナだったっていうのか？
そうだ。俺は100億を手に入れ登場界を継ぐ。そしてお前から弓を奪い返す。それで初めて俺の運命が変えられるんだ。
錦山君、やっぱり分かってない。
何？
そんなことして何になるの？そうやって変えた運命じゃ幸せになんてなれない。あなたは自分に都合の悪いことから逃げてるだけ。本当に運命を変えたいなら辛いことも全て受け止めて、それでも逃げないで立ち向かうことなんじゃないの？カズマや遥かのように。
うるさい！どうしてお前は俺を認めてくれないんだ！
錦、
なんだ？
俺にはお前の苦しさがわかる。俺は一番大切にしていたお前たちを失った。もう戻ろうと思っても10年前に戻ることはできねえ。もうその運命から逃げることはできない。だから決着をつけよう。
決着をつけよう。
Here we go. The long-awaited battle. The battle between the dragon and the koi. The battle of life and death for the Tojo clan. Battle between brothers. Kiryu Kazama versus Akira Nishikiyama. Ten years in the joint made you a fucking pussy! Hero. Anyways, I wish I could say that the fight ends cool, but it ends with a QTE with Nishiki, like, standing up and stuff, and it looks like I defeated him, and he just, like, stood back up, so it's really awkward. Yeah. The dragon has defeated the koi. Yumi reveals what was in the pendant that everyone spent so long trying to get. No matter what, no matter if she didn't have her memory, if she forgot everything, she never forgot Kiryu's face. Yumi takes the pendant and puts it in a little dip in the wall where it's scanned, which opens a secret door revealing the 10 billion yen. She plants the bomb to destroy it, as the money was never be clean no matter what. That motherfucking Jingu comes back! Jingu shoots Kiryu in the way, planning to kill him with the next shot, but Haruka stands in front of him protecting him. In the end, Yumi protected her only daughter, taking a shot to the belly. Jingu goes back to shoot Kiryu, and then...
どうした？何もできるまい。お前らはこれで終わりだ。
錦！こんな奴に好きにさせてたまるかよ。
最後のけじめくらい俺につけさせろや。やめろ、やめるんだ錦！錦！
The end of the 10 billion yen incident, letting the dirty money flow back to the citizens. Yumi passes away. As the sun rises, the police come in to arrest Kiru before Soto and Date stop them. Kiru begs to be turned in, but Date says that no matter what, even though Yumi, Nishiki, and Kazama are gone, he still has people to protect.
そうだ。お前が無所に行けば、この子はまた一人だ。お前、それでもいいのか？
伊達さん。
All the battles have ended. Former chairman Kazama runs out of the Tojo clan while the members beg him to come back. Kiru becomes the shortest serving Tojo clan chairman of its history, with the new chairman being Reina. And a new legend is born. Kiru talked to Date in Theater Square for the last time, as he and Haruka are going to try to move on with their lives.
もう戻ってこないのか？
さあな。また伊達さんから呼ばれることがあれば来るかもしれないぜ。
そうか。だが残念ながらそれはないと思うぜ。俺はしばらく鞘と暮らしてみるよ。今までになかった家庭ってのを楽しんでみるさ。
おう。じゃあなおさら俺がいない方がいいな。
ああ。もう胃が痛い毎日とはおさらばだよ。じゃあな。もう警察の世話になんじゃねえぞ。
大丈夫だ。あいつと一緒なんだからな。
そうだな。
ああ。
And it begins again. For two people, a new journey. The Dragon of Dojima and the 10 billion yen girl. The end. Man, that was better than Kiwami! To give some preface, I'm writing this section before I wrote the chapter 7 part. Yeah, that also means I'm recording this and the outro like a month in advance. Mainly because I just finished the game, so I wanted to give my opinion on it, like, just a little bit. And since it's still relatively fresh in my mind, I might as well just give my opinion now. So, you know. I guess I'll just put it bluntly, I enjoyed this game much more than I did Kiwami. There was just something about it that I liked way more. Now that could be a variety of things, so let's start out with reason number 1, the voice acting. If you played the OG and Kiwami, OG as in the original dub, not the English, then you may have noticed some of the lines were re-recorded for Kiwami. Most notably, the Kiru 4th chairman scene and the scene where Nishiki, you know. Now, just to put it bluntly, the OG is much better than Kiwami, obviously. Kiwami is still good by remake standards, but like a lot of things, the voice acting just doesn't hold up as much.
俺が死ねばなあ。だがそうはさせねえ。俺は風間のおやっさんや世良会長が残してくれたもんを守る。俺は東上会4代目桐生一馬だ。俺が死ねばなあ。だがそうはさせねえ。俺は 風間のおやっさんや世良会長が残してくれたもんを守る。俺は東上会4代目桐生一馬だ。
最後のけじめくらい俺につけさせろ。
やめろ、やめるんだ錦
最後のけじめくらい俺につけさせろや。
やめろ、やめるんだ錦。
I think one of the big things that really stick out to me with the voice acting is how much more human Kiryu sounds in the OG compared to Kiwami. He's not just some musclehead. He's a real human being, someone that with probably a lot more emotion than others. And when he shows these emotions in Yakuza 1, they hit hard. On to number 2, the animations. Now, I'm not going to stay too long on this because overall, Kiwami has the better animation. Because, you know, the newer game and all. Hello. I'm editing this video right now. I just want to say, I don't know what the fuck I was saying here, because Kiwami uses the same exact animations that the original Yakuza 1 did. They reused basically all the animations. That's why I still stand by the fact that the original still has the better animations, because it does, because they flow more naturally in Yakuza 1 and 2, because, you know, that's where it's from. Now, in Kiwami, it's like, what I bring up later, there's a lot of, like, misplaced facial expressions, there's a lot of just clunkiness to it all, you know? So, yeah, Kiwami doesn't have the better animation. I was wrong. But there are some certain scenes in the original where Kiryu just has better facial animations, and all that just compared to Kiwami. Noticeably in the scene where Nishiki sends people into purgatory to kidnap Haruka, Kiryu's reaction in the OG compared to Kiwami is much more realistic. Instead of just having this neutral expression through the entire thing, he's actually surprised, like shocked at what Nishiki was doing. So, you know. Finally, number 3, the feeling. The feeling around the OG is just better. Kiwami, well, not fully, slowly started the trend of green. Why is everything fucking green? What is going on? I don't know what they're thinking. And now, it's not as prevalent in Kiwami, but in Kiwami too, oh my god, it's like a sickness. It's all Kiwami! In reality, I have no idea why they did this. At the time of writing this, I'm watching my girlfriend play Kiwami 2, and holy shit, I forgot how green it is. And it's red in Osaka! What is going on with Japan's air? But yeah, the look of the OG atmosphere is just better in general. Actually, now that I look about it, it seems like it's missing something.
There! Now it's art!
Like I said in the beginning, the feeling of the original Yakuza is just something you don't see anymore. Granted, like as I said, it's probably that false sense of nostalgia. I get it. And the fact that the game is almost 20 years old makes sense to why it would hit like that. It's like how other games also have that feeling to them. Oh, you've never played them as a kid, but you still know it's an amazing feeling either. I had a lot of fun playing this game. Even though it took me 10 months to finish the game and make this video, I still had a blast finishing it. And I really hope you did enjoy watching this stupidly long video. Granted, most of the link was from me showing the cutscenes, but what you gonna do about it? I would also like to thank my supporters on Ko-Fi and Patreon, Kamats0548, Cora, and Cammy. If you want to support my very bad videos and the lack thereof, then feel free to drop like $2. It really helps support me and all of that. I might do a Yakuza 2 video, but that would also take me ages as it took me this one, so I think I'll just wait on it. Anyways, thanks for watching, bye-bye. Alright, Kiryu, now you can punch him.
10 years in the joint made you a fucking pussy.